let's get into this story right now. Let's go from quitting to your ass is fired. Oh, you gonna sell that team right there. We're talking about Dan Snyder. We know what happened. Washington Commanders. Now former owner Dan Snyder fined $60 million over the findings in this investigation. I ain't gonna bore y'all with all the details, but some of the highlights. So the independent investigation concluded he sexually harassed a team employee and that the team withheld revenue from the NFL. Both damning accusations, right? So the news broke at the same time. It was announced that the owners unanimously approved the sale of the Commanders to Josh Harris for $6.05 billion. I always trip out on any contract whenever I see 0.05 or 0.03. I'm like, y'all had $6 billion. Who the hell in there arguing for the 05, right? But somebody is, kind of like in Harlem Nights. Everybody, bah, 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 bah. And then here go Arsenio. Pat. You're like, I need 05 to go with that $6 billion, but they got it. So the fine against Snyder represents 1% of the sale price. So he kind of like, he did one of these, like, who got that 60 million? Here you go. Like back pocket change right there. All right, so attorney Mary Jo White led the investigation, cited Snyder's lack of cooperation apart from a 1-hour interview he did with investigators in June. After 17 months of investigation. Did y'all hear what I just said? He did one-hour interview and a 17-month investigation against him and his organization. Talking about, I don't give a funk. Talking about, I got funk you money. Talking about like, yeah, what y'all gonna do to me? Make me sell the team and give me more billions than I already got? Let's do it. Like, wow. He was in his mind someplace a no-lose situation. Because why else would you not go out there and at least try to defend yourself a little more unless you had no defense? So she said in her report that she interviewed 44 former employees during the investigation, but said former high-ranking officials declined to speak, several of them. You know what that is? Hey, I ain't about to say nothing to this dude. Even if he ain't the owner, he's still probably gonna live around here, and that influence is going to be widespread. So nobody wanted to say anything about him that had that high executive status, right? So they had a roundtable session with members of the House Oversight Committee. This sucker here like, look, bring on the government. I got 1 day, 1 hour for y'all, and that's it. Unreal. So the lady who claimed that he sexually harassed her said that he put his hand on her leg under the table while at a work-related dinner. Okay, can't lie and say I've never done that by accident. Like, you know what I mean? You ever been somewhere you be like, man, oh, sorry. All right, so I was like, but then she backed it up. Listen to this. She also said Snyder tried to force her into his limousine after the event. Okay, now I'm trying to imagine if there's another side to that story, like forcing somebody in the limo. Like, is it like, oh, come on, we're going the same way. Oh, come on, leave your car here. Is it one of those, or it's like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, you couple those two together, he in trouble. So another former employee, Jason Freeman, corroborated her statement right there. So they also talked about how he shielded the revenue away from the league, which is crazy. They identified approximately $11 million in revenues, including those in the allegations that the club improperly shielded from sharing with the rest of the NFL teams. That is hilarious, right? Misconduct by the organization. And it all started when in 2008, all of a sudden, mysteriously, season ticket sales started to decline. Now, one thing I remember from being an active player is when I went to Washington Stadium, I went because I was injured. Our team was there, I was hurt. So I'm walking around like, damn, it's a big old stadium. And damn, everybody is in here like sold out for years, right? Decades. And then all of a sudden the ticket sales started to decline. So I guess they did in part because you were starting to hide some of that money, or you did it in response to it. So they hid all the money, blah, 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 boring. And all of a sudden all the other teams were like, yo, they coming up a little short over there. They got their cups, but they ain't chipping in. So that's how that went. Roger Goodell finally said he was satisfied with the outcome. The findings speak for themselves. Okay, so I'm asking you guys before I tell you my little story. You think Snyder's punishment was enough? Right? I mean, look, what punishment? Sucker there got $6 billion. He just sold a franchise for the highest price tag in North American sports history. So, I mean, yeah, I guess that's a L to somebody, right? Nope. Or is this money just a drop in the hat for him, which we know it is? Okay, fined. He got fined $60 million. I gotta give you this quick story. I'm playing for the Buffalo Bills, and I'm on the other end, and Bruce Smith is on the other end. Now, Bruce Smith and I'm in a competition with him. He's not competing with me because he's way better than me. But in my head, I'm like, if I could do anything that Bruce does, oh my God, I am getting somewhere. So, one, I'm on the field with Bruce Smith. There was a day that I didn't even think that would happen. Two, not only am I on the field with him, but sucker, you there, I'm here, P there, C there, we there, mama there, he there. Ain't no salad cap on top of my house. Where that from? Okay, so we playing with each other. He needs me, I need him. We running stunts and stuff together. You imagine getting in the huddle. Bruce Smith's like, hey, I need you to loop around, then grab him right here, and I'll go loop around. I'm like, okay, I do it. Anyway, this one play, we're playing the Indianapolis Colts. Who's their quarterback? Peyton Manning. And Peyton Manning sitting back there, big sheriff, long neck, you know him, 18. I'm like, and I see him. I come around the corner, beat my man real quick, and I'm like, I'm about to sack Peyton Manning. And I know he like 6'6", without the neck. Like with the neck, he like 6'13", right? He big. So I'm like, all right, get him, and get him. Like, don't hurt him, get him. Like, make sure he don't get away. He likes to flick it real quick at the end so he doesn't get sacked. Just get him. Just be smart. And as I'm going in there, I close my eyes. And when I close my eyes, I'm thinking I'm hitting him right here on the shoulder. Perfect. But I didn't see Bruce on the other end. Bruce came in low, so chopped him down. These are old rules. You could do this. So he hit him in his knee. So all of a sudden, 6'13" and 6'6", drops down to like 5'6". Guess where my aim went? From his shoulder to his head, and all of his neck came off. Like that, helmet to helmet, beyond. Like beyond. There's some pictures out there. Maybe we'll find them. I mean, his neck went this way. So you know those 4 neck surgeries? I started the first one, and I'm not even clowning. Right? I'm like, I destroyed his neck. I get inside the locker room, everybody like, good, whatever. Mario, I see you. Wiley, you hit him, huh? But then that Wednesday came, and FedEx was not being nice to me. FedEx showed up and showed out. We know in the league, when you see a FedEx on Wednesday, money gone. Opened it up, here we go. Paul Tagliabue or whatever. Marcellus, Wiley, you may appeal. $10,000 gone. Now, y'all may be like, that ain't nothing. Shoot. I was on my first contract, $10,000. You know how many begging ass cousins I could have fed with that? How many uncles that was simping to me trying to get that? So that actually pinched me. I don't think this is going to pinch Snyder.